Hey guys, it's Mayomba here, and welcome to another chill video where today I do some post-commentary over pre-recorded footage. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about school, or specifically stories related within it. Now, I won't lie, I'm a bit of a nerd, I'm somewhat smart, I get pretty good grades. It's that sometimes I don't apply myself. I already know what career path to go to, or even what I want to do after high school. I actually get along pretty well with my school. I'm on good terms with most teachers, I don't get very chatty with them, and I get privileges that some other kids don't. Sometimes, though, kids actually do what they want regardless, which can lead to interesting consequences. Now this is where the first story comes in. Last year, in our homeroom, it's called something else, but it's basically homeroom, I was chilling with a friend of mine, and his, now ex-girlfriend was in there. Our teacher didn't even question, because we were in the art room, so she expects a load of kids to come down to finish their projects. So we were just chilling, talking about March Madness or whatever, when all of a sudden, the freshman science teacher comes into the room. He was our old vice principal until he had to take over an old teacher because she had a lump on her neck. I hope she's alright. She's pretty mellow. But hey, he was a science teacher before, so it's all okay in the end. Except he still has that disciplinary tone in his voice. Like, when he walks around, if he says hello, you're expected to say hey back. Basically, don't get on his bad side, which can easily be achieved. And it happened at this very moment. So this teacher walks up to my friend's ex and asks her why she wasn't in his room. She gives him silence, so he asks again. At this point, my friend and I were looking at each other like, what the frick is going on here? He then slightly shoves her towards the door and tells her, get back to my room now. He then eyes our homeroom teacher and tells her, she never told me that she was coming down. She's to never show up here in homeroom again. He then gives her an evil eye and walks my friend's ex out of the room. Our teacher looks at us like she just cut blame for her siblings' disobedience. That story may seem boring to some, but I thought it was interesting because of the tone of the room that it caused when it was going on. Most people were silent, like if they say the wrong thing at that time, then it was in-school suspension. Luckily for me, I've never gotten in written trouble for doing anything in high school, but I can't say the same in middle school. I only got in written trouble once, and it wasn't even my fault. By written trouble, I mean it's where you get written up on like this pad of paper, basically. Anyways, this happened in family consumer science, which is where you get taught to sew and cook and how to eat properly, basically. So I shared this class with fellow friend Ham Lofo, which did cause us to sometimes talk during lessons. So the teacher moved Ham Lofo to the front of the room. Now sometimes we have phases in our friend group, which would come and go, and of course back then it was no different. We had a phase where most people would make these really dumb quizzes with inappropriate questions. A lot of the questions were really dumb, and we would have each other answer them. So of course, I, ya boy, makes one early in the morning before school this day, and right before class starts, because I had my family consumer science first period, I hand Ham Lofo this quiz I made. During class, he fills out the answers, and he just decides he's going to throw back the quiz right in front of the teacher's peripheral vision. He threw it back while the teacher was teaching in her peripheral vision, and she saw it. She saw the note on my desk, so she interrupts her teaching and walks over to me on my desk and asks me to hand it over. I reluctantly did so, and she looks over it. I'm pretty sure she had a disgusted look on her face, and she throws it away. Because, she wasn't able to tell that Ham had his handwriting on it, I get lunch detention, I get written up, and Ham basically gets away scot-free, even though he was part of the problem. If Ham had waited after class even to give it back to me, I would have had a perfect record of not getting written up. So yeah, Hamlofo, if you're watching this video, heck you frick. You need to die in Minecraft Bed Wars over and over again, and I hope your FKDR goes under 1. Now, I have one last story because I want to do a part 2, which, speaking of, if you wish to see a part 2, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it so far, and subscribe. Basically, if we hit 8 likes, I'll do a part 2. Anyways, on to the last story. This one honestly makes me mad still to this day because of basically how it was handled. So I figured, let's get on with it. Again, this happened in middle school, which, I won't lie, those are probably the worst years of my life. Obviously, elementary wasn't that bad because, I mean, it's elementary, you know. You only learn basic math and you get an hour a day for recess. In high school, it's not bad because, honestly, for people like me, I actually get to do classes that I enjoy, particularly. Like, I'm actually working to get a video class added to my high school, so that's pretty epic games. But middle school, it's just probably the worst years of anybody's life, to be honest. Basically, middle school was bad because either nothing was happening or something bad was happening. Nothing ever happened that was good. So, I was walking down the hallway from the office when I passed a counselor's office. Now, this counselor was an interesting one because she's actually been arrested while I was in middle school. But basically, the middle school actually didn't fire her, which I believe was because they couldn't find replacements. So anyways, she sees me and asks me to halt. She walks up to me and she tells me something that I will never forget for the rest of my life. Before I tell you what she said though, here's some context. We have this competition in elementary and middle school, I think high school as well, where basically each school has these teams, each kid's given like 7 words or whatever, and you have to try to spell them correctly. Basically, you want to try to get the most points as possible while each correct word is a point. I've done this since elementary, and I was at least a decent participant on this team. Like, I'm pretty sure we made it to state one year. No, we were just off. We made it to regional though. So the middle school competition was harder, and I guess I wasn't putting in as much effort as I was before. But I thought I put in some effort. I mean, it's still a team nonetheless. Anyways, this counselor was our coach, and therefore, she told me. I forgot exactly what she said, but I can give you guys a little recap on what she said. Basically, I got kicked off the team. Yes, kicking off poor old Mayamba for not helping enough. I know you got expectations for every team member and all, but this isn't an NBA team. It's not like you're paying me at all to spell words, much less millions of dollars for it. So after telling me of this news, this counselor asks me this specific question. State competition is in a few weeks. You wish to travel to root for this team? What? You're telling me that I got kicked off of a team that I've been with for a few years, and you still want me to root for them? For what? School spirit? Not only to mention that the state competition is at a college about 2 to 3 hours away from where the school is, and I know for a fact that my parents are not going to spend a load of money on gas for me to root for a team I got kicked out off. Grammar 100. Yeah, I may sound salty over it, but it's just made me mad because, you know, I got kicked off a team and they still want me to support it. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, if you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, 8 likes, and I'll make a part 2. If you enjoy my content, then you should subscribe. We are on the road to 200 subs, so it will be epic if you join the Mayamba family. So without further ado, guys, I will see all of you in the very next video. Peace.